In this demonstration, we'll look at domain controllers, which are the most important servers in your infrastructure. Domain controllers are servers that have the ADDS role installed and have been promoted to domain controller. They host the ADDS database. You should always have at least 2 domain controllers. Replication keeps the controllers in sync, and domain controllers with read-only access are excellent for branch offices or other areas where you have security concerns. Let's begin creating our domain controller by selecting the Add Roles and Features link in the Server Manager dashboard. And we'll skip ahead in the wizard until we get to the Server Roles page. On this page, we will select Active Directory Domain Services. And in the description on the right, it says ADDS uses domain controllers to give network users access to permitted resources anywhere on the network through a single login process. This role does require the Remote Services Administrative Tools, and the wizard will prompt you if the feature needs to be installed. The installation will take a couple of minutes, but we can close the wizard and keep an eye on what's happening through the notification window. The PowerShell equivalent is install-Windows feature space ad-domain-services. And once the role has been installed, we will be prompted to promote this server to a domain controller. In the Deployment Configuration wizard, on the first page, you'll be asked, are you adding a domain controller to an existing domain, adding a new domain, or adding a new forest? In this example, we will add this domain controller to an existing domain and use our current credentials to perform the operation. In the Domain Controller Options page, we will not need the DNS server for this example, but we will need the Global Catalog. The Global Catalog server speeds up searches and is recommended for each controller in the domain. And this is the page to designate a read-only domain controller and to specify the site for this domain controller. You'll need to type the Directory Services Restore Mode password, and if you forget the password, ntdsutil command can be used to reset it. On the Additional Options page, it's always a good idea to replicate from any available domain controller. By default, the database, log files, and sysvol folders are stored locally in the C Windows directory. And before we continue, let's take a look at the script. The command to install a domain controller in an existing domain is install-adds domain controller. Now, once the prerequisite checks have passed successfully, the database has been created and the schema has been replicated, then the server will automatically restart. After the restart, your new domain controller will be listed in the Domain Controllers Organizational Unit. So in summary, creating a domain controller is a 2-step process. First, add the ADDS role, and then promote the server to a domain controller. Your course does have labs on domain controllers, so please take a few minutes and give it a try.